Okay, Michael, I heard there's a way we can get information from Commos to SIMIT. Can you tell me how we're using SIMIT and simulation in the LivingLab?
Yeah, Andy. So what you see here is basically SIMIT as a simulation platform that we have in our portfolio since several years. This here represents basically a simulation and a model of our fermentation process that we have here in our LivingLab. So this one here is a process level simulation basically, where you see here the individual vessels for the feed, for the acid, for the base and so on. And of course here also the fermenter as a vessel model basically. And of course we have also integrated here the individual pumps in order to dose something, for instance the acid or the base, in order to control the pH value.
And how are we moving the data around here? How are we connecting the data between these systems?
What you see here, we have here the P&ID inside of Commos of our fermentation plant, and from the P&ID you can directly generate here the process simulation inside of SIMIT. This works by defining basically a mapping between the components that you have on the P&ID to the SIMIT simulation components that we have inside of SIMIT, and from there we can automatically generate then also the process level simulation inside of SIMIT.
And is there a way to integrate more process knowledge into the simulation?
Yes, it's possible to do that. We already did that here in our LivingLab. So what you see here, as I mentioned before, this is a process level simulation with the individual components, the vessels and the pumps and so on. But what you see here is that we have also a model which runs in parallel to the process, where we can also calculate basically the biomass growth, the substrate consumption, pH value and so on and so forth. And the integration between this GBOMS model, which calculates then the biomass growth, pH values and so on, is done by a dedicated interface into SIMIT. And so we can really interconnect also a model with more process knowledge, or incorporating more process knowledge into a SIMIT simulation, and use that for operator training purposes and so on.
Okay, so that's how we integrate the data to get enhanced process knowledge using these tools. Thanks very much, Michael.
You're welcome.